Hello, this is Alaz and
James.
and this is our version of a Pong game. We created a special Pong game with different features than the classic game, so I guess I'll first run it and then we can explain the code for you. So all we have to do, press run. Alright, so James is on the left side, I'm on the right side. He's using the shift and control key to control the left side, and I'm using the up and down arrow keys to control the right side. As you see, whenever he scores, his score goes up, and whenever I score, my score goes up.
And I noticed the red ball gets faster.
Yes, we designed this red ball to get faster as each paddle hits it.
Okay. Also, the green ball is getting bigger.
And once the score reaches 10, the green ball gets bigger.
Okay, so show us in the code how you accomplish that.
Score one for player one, which is on the left side, and score two, which is player two on the right side. Once one of those scores equals 10, the green ball gets bigger by increasing the radius by 10 points.
Okay, highlight the code where that would be the case. Okay.
Okay, and then after that, it defines if the ball hits the left or right paddle, what happens. And as you see, it says speed x equals speed x times 1 or times -1. That just changes the direction when it hits the paddle.
Okay.
The difference is when it's the red ball, it's multiplied by 2, so it gets even faster every time it hits the paddles.
Right, so every time it hits the paddle, it changes direction, the red ball changes direction, but at the same time it speeds up to twice the previous speed. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Where's that code?
On the phone.
Check if the ball.
No,
Negative
b-ball
3.
3 right here.
So yeah, you see we put -3, so each time it accelerates. That's why the first time it hits a paddle, it's a little bit faster, but then the second time it goes like super fast.
So it's a factor of 3, not 2.
Yeah,
Originally it was 2, now we put it to 3.
but then we wanted a significant difference. You know?
Okay, you may want to consider, instead of doing 2 or 3, just so that the person has an opportunity, because every time the speed increases by a factor of 3, you're only going to be able to play with the red ball like maybe twice.
That's the challenge.
Before before it leaves the screen, right? So you may want to use a factor like 1.25 or something like that.
And about the colors, if you were wondering, here, ink RGB, basically when you include this code, everything over here turns to that color. So I guess, I don't know if this was red or green. So then, these were green, because these are the paddles. But then since it encounters another ink RGB, then it changes the color of this one circle. So now everything past this is red.
Okay.
And then let's explain if someone wins. So if one of the player's scores gets to 20, it stops the speed of the ball so they don't move anymore. And then based on who wins, it displays in the center winner is Alaz or James.
Okay.
And then we edited the font. So basically, you can use all the fonts on Dark Basic that are incorporated with Microsoft.
Right.
So Alaz and I just looked at Microsoft Windows or Office to see what fonts there were, and then we liked the one Cooper Black. So you do set text font, and then in parentheses or quotations the font you want, and then you can set the size in increments of even increments.
Okay.
And I guess I want to point out, these two lines of code, they're actually so important to the program. Look, let me comment out this first one. Let's run it. As you can see, it goes slower because it goes frame by frame. What that sync did was it basically combined all of the frames together to make the speed quicker,
Right.
I guess you could call it. And then the sync rate.
And then if you take the rate out of it,
Yes, I think this was faster.
Yes.
Yeah, you see?
because when you set the rate, you set how many frames are going.
And also this right here, clear 0, since this is a do while loop, and all the way at the end you can see it's a loop.
Right.
let's scroll all the way here. This clear is 0. It I don't know. It
It clears-
takes a frame and it clears the previous frame.
So every time like a ball or paddle moves, it clears the
So
previous location.
If you
that it was.
didn't clear, then look. It's basically like this,
Right,
which is also pretty cool. But
right.
it's pretty-
Okay, good explanation. So take out the rem from the clear screen 0. Yeah, and then run it one more time. But do me a favor, instead of using a factor of 3 for the speed of the red ball, use a factor of like 1.25. So you can see what happens. See if you can play with the red ball a little more.
You see, it really doesn't. Since 0.25 really isn't that much of an increment.
1 point.
Yeah, well, but you see how it's getting faster now?
Yeah, James, keep on playing with the red ball.
So
Yeah, I
you see
guess
how
that
it lets you play with the red ball just a little longer, you know?
I guess.
Okay? All right, any questions or comments, folks? Okay, very good, guys. Very good.
Outstanding
OP?
presentation.
OP.